Well, we haven't been doing a ton of episodes, but we've been pumping out as much quality content as we can, and the AFC and NFC championships finally wrapped up. Porter Drinks is already in the comment section talking about this past week. We're not going to talk about Super Bowl predictions here, just the games. Let's get into it.
So sad. Sad.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the one and only Allied Rivals podcast, where we talk about the NFL, NBA, MLB, college football, and a bunch of other stuff. But we've only been talking about the NFL recently. Porter Drinks in the comments. What's up? Oh, what's up? Oh, to you as well, my man. Always good to have you in the comment section with us. My name is A.J. Herschel, the kid, and I am here with my man, Caedmon Bauer, my partner in podcasting. How you doing, brother?
I am pretty good. Yeah, I've been doing school, but I kind of just got some news that we're most likely going to have a football season of 6 games.
Ooh, all right, let's go. All right, what position are you looking to play?
So I've been practicing as wide receiver, the wide out, usually on the end, and then cornerback.
Okay. All right. Nice. Very nice. Are you like a slot receiver type guy, or what are you putting at right now?
Wide out.
Wide out. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. Good to hear it. Good to hear it with stuff finally like opening back up again. Good to hear your season's finally getting going.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Well,
very nice.
Yeah, Porter Drinks, and bro, I can't take the Packers loss either.
Do you want to rip this Band-Aid off right now, or talk about the Chiefs first?
Let's just get this out of the way.
Okay, let's get it out of the way. Tom Brady is officially going to enter his 10th Super Bowl, and Tampa's strong first half and stalwart defense lead them to victory over the Packers 31-26 in the NFC Championship. Caedmon, let it all out. Go ahead.
Yeah, me and my dad were kind of talking about this, and if there was a player that lost the game for the Packers, it was Kevin King. You know, I think he let up like 2 touchdowns, and neither one should have happened. I mean, the one with Scotty Miller at the end, that was just garbage. That was all on him. And then the other one, he wasn't playing terrible defense, but he just jumped way too early. And I mean, I get it with the injury and everything. He's slow, but he's gone. He's leaving. He's a free agent. He's gone. Honestly, other than him, our defense didn't do terrible. We picked Brady off 3 times. We didn't let them run the ball very much, but we just let him get off to way too hot a start. That's what ruined it for us. And not the greatest coaching ever, play calling.
Yeah, that is a big thing. Everyone's been talking about the call late in the game. You give Rodgers, it's 4 downs, and they kick the field goal to make it 31-26 instead of going for the end zone. You've watched the Packers all year, obviously, and by kicking off, they needed to stop Brady. And Judah Buddha talked about this a lot, that not to get a touchdown or a field goal, but a first down. What did you think of the call when you were watching the game?
I was like, that's game. That's it. That's it. Lightning Bauer says it right here. Conservative doesn't win games. And it certainly doesn't.
Yeah. I feel bad because you're my friend for you, but at the same time, I'm happy
Don't even start
rooting for Tampa. So I'm gonna try to be nice. I think the big MVP here was the Bucs defense. I thought they played extremely well. Especially when, like you said, Brady threw 3 picks, which wasn't all his fault. Mike Evans certainly didn't help. He dropped like 5 passes the entire game. That was probably his worst game all season after he got that opening touchdown. But the Bucs defense stepped up, 6 sacks on Aaron Rodgers. I thought they had a great game, especially their front seven. And I also think they limited Devontae Adams really well. Yeah, he got 9 catches, but his longest catch was 15 yards. And this is one of the guys who's one of the most explosive players in football at any position. And to lock him up to under 100 yards, only a touchdown, and an average of, I think it was like 7 yards a catch, I was completely unprecedented. I was very surprised. But the thing that I think, one of the things that sunk the Packers was I was very confused by their red zone play on the entire game. Not even in the last possession, but in 6 of their opportunities, they went for Devontae in 5 of them. And I get that he's like one of the best wide receivers in football, if not the best right now. But you have Robert Tonyan, who caught 11 touchdowns this year, who's primarily your number 1 guy. Rodgers missed a wide open Lazard on the first possession. He had MVS on one-on-one running sideways. I was just kind of shocked the Packers have weapons. I was just shocked to not see him use them in the red zone. That was my biggest thing. Porter Drinks in the comment section said we had the best offense all year and couldn't win. Sad and pathetic. LaFleur showed his inexperience. So what do you put the loss on, Caedmon? Is it on Rodgers? Is it on LaFleur's play calling? What does this come down to for you?
It's on Kevin King for me.
Okay.
Like he led up the 2 big touchdowns, especially the one to end the half. That was just terrible. Like those kind of things, like that got the Jets something at the end of the game when the Jets were playing the Raiders. That got the Jets defensive coordinator fired, and I think Mike Pettin is gone after that thing. And I mean, even if it wasn't Mike Pettin's fault necessarily, like even if Kevin King didn't understand the play, I mean, I think they're both gone. Kevin King, time's up.
Yeah, and I think the thing that really sealed it for him, because like even if he hadn't jumped too early on the Evans touchdown, I think Evans still would have got it. He's arguably the best jump ball receiver after Hopkins, I would say. And it was just a pretty throw from Brady. I think he was going to get it either way. But then I think at the end of the game, hanging on to Ty Johnson's jersey that basically ended the game. I think that's what put the nail in the coffin at the end.
But that was a flop.
Okay, no. They showed the side thing, and he grabbed his jersey for a full 7 yards when he was running downfield, though. It wasn't like getting chippy. He grabbed the back and yanked it like that.
That was a flop.
The dive was a flop, sure, but that wasn't the penalty. The penalty was him holding on to the jersey for the whole route. But so I think that's what ended King's career right there.
I think if he hadn't flopped, they wouldn't have called a penalty. Could be
either way. Blackhawks 294 saying yo, hit that sub button. I did. Good to hear from you. Glad that you have hit the sub button. Happy to have you with us. Porter Drink says, I think it was a pass interference or holding. It was just a late call. Very true. I think that's what it was as well. But Tampa at the end of the day is going on to the Super Bowl. I don't know what else I can say about it. Because I don't know. I feel like you're pretty done talking about this.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. I won't torture you.
All right, here we go.
All right, moving on to the AFC. The Kansas City Chiefs punched their ticket to the Super Bowl for the 2nd year in a row, as they not only knocked off, they kind of rolled on the Buffalo Bills, in my opinion, 38-24. Caedmon, what was your reaction watching the game? Real quick, before we even do get to that, Brett D brings up the fact the refs didn't call the penalty, the pass interference penalty all game. So done. That was one of the things. I feel like the refs didn't call a lot of penalties the majority of the game. The Packers line was really chippy. The Bucs corners were really chippy. And while I do agree with that, I think the refs held their penalty flags for the most part and let both teams play it out. I mean, the dude was ragging on his jersey for 5-7 yards downfield. Like, that's a pretty obvious holding call from any respect, even if it wasn't like a short hold or anything. But back to the Chiefs game. They punched their ticket for the 2nd Super Bowl in a year. Caedmon, what was your reaction watching Patrick Mahomes had his 2nd Super Bowl in 2 years?
I mean, Mahomes is amazing, obviously. Coming back from a concussion and everything. And he played really well. He threw for over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, didn't throw an interception. His footing seemed really good, so I don't think there was any problem with like turf toe or anything. He looked really good. He just kind of won the game for them in the second quarter, basically. Like it looked like they weren't getting off. They didn't get off to a hot start, especially in the first quarter. But in the second quarter, Mahomes was really moving the chains really consistently, and it wasn't necessarily all of the big deep plays that you see with Travis Kelce or even Tyreek Hill. It was very consistent, and they just kept doing it, they really controlled the time of possession, especially second and third quarters, and they just kind of stalled in the fourth because they had it.
Yeah, I think the Bills, I think the biggest thing was they failed to capitalize on momentum after Isaiah McKenzie muffed the punt. Of course, they did get the touchdown for sure, but then the missed extra point. And Mecole Hardman dominated after that punt, after that muffed punt. He had probably the best game he could have had returning the ball, got himself another touchdown. I think he definitely redeemed himself in the second half. And then on top of that, our comment section, I've been talking about my man Travis Kelce for the past 3 years. He is my guy. I love him. And comment section was saying the Bills linebacker was going to lock up on him. Brett D said it was going to be Micah Hyde, I remember. But no, sir. 13 catches, 118 yards, and 2 TDs for the best tight end in football. My man Travis Kelce dominated. He was a force. And to be fair, the Bills defense did exactly the same thing that they did against the Ravens for the most part. They held the run game pretty well. Darrell Williams did get a touchdown, but CEH only averaged a yard a carry. But then Mecole Hardman gave himself a sweep for 50 yards. Okay.
Yo,
Chiefs offense was firing on all cylinders after those early mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, you had that one big play to Tyreek Hill. That was incredible. That was really cool. But like you said, kind of after that, Kelce really dominated the whole game with Hill had 100 more receiving yards besides that. But just the amount of receptions, and Kelce was getting double teamed most of the game. And it was just crazy to watch. And I mean, just those two guys made up their entire receiving core that game. It was really funny. It seemed like I don't even remember the other guy's name that caught one or whatever, because it seemed like they could triple team Hill and Kelce, and they'd still catch the ball nearly every time, and they could not get their run game going. So huge credit to Mahomes. He had a great game. And Josh Allen didn't have a terrible game either. He had close to 300 yards, a couple touchdowns. And he had a I don't remember how many rushing yards, like close to 100 probably.
He had 88. Yeah, he had 88.
88. Okay. Yeah, well, he had a fine game, and so did Cole Beasley. It was just hard for them to just keep moving it, though. They would get like 2 first downs, punt it, and it seemed like they had to do that for a few drives, which is when the Chiefs really took it.
Yeah, and I think it's fair to say that Stephon Diggs is like the Devontae Adams of the Bills. Both of them are obviously the outright number ones. Each team has their gadget players, Lazard, Beasley, MVS, Gabriel Davis. But those two are like the target hogs for both teams. And I think that's the one thing the Chiefs did that really cemented their victory over Buffalo. Like, Buffalo already doesn't really have a run game for the most part, but they held Diggs to 6 catches and 77 yards, no touchdowns. They locked up on Josh Allen's number 1 target. I think that was crucial for them.
Yeah, and I think just something else to add is like I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but the Bills don't really have like, after Stephon Diggs, like one other guy they can really rely on in the red zone. Like, kind of like the Packers have Devontae and then Robert Tonyan, like you said, and then the Chiefs have Hill and Kelce. And really, Tom Brady has a million guys he could throw to. But kind of after Stephon Diggs.
That's true.
It's a little bit of trouble finding guys in the end zone with Josh Allen.
That is true. Very true.
It ended in him running, and the Chiefs played great run defense that game.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Very true. I think the Bills were statistically bottom 10 in the league in red zone in the red zone this year, which definitely showed here. Yep. Porter Drink saying go Chiefs, and hot take, is Travis Kelce the best tight end of all time? And I've been thinking about this for a while. I don't know what your take is, Caedmon. I would say not yet, just because he's probably had the best individual stretch of years a tight end's ever had. His last 3 years, he almost led the league in receiving this year. I think he's definitely had the best stretch and the best individual season by a tight end. But all time, Tony Gonzalez and Antonio Gates' longevity, playing for over 15 years, I think is keeping them at the top right now. But Travis Kelce's only halfway through his career. He's only halfway through his career.
Yeah,
what do you think, Caedmon?
I'm gonna agree with you. I don't think he's the best ever. But by the time he finishes his career, he might be. I mean, you said, I'd probably say there are at least three guys I can think of ahead of him: Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, and Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Travis Kelce, we all know he's a beast. He nearly led the league in receiving yards this year, and he's done that many years. He's a great red zone weapon, and he's just always active.
Yep, very true.
I think he's close.
Very true. Well, that is just about going to wrap us up, ladies and gentlemen. And for our predictions, the Chiefs versus the Bucs for the Super Bowl, you're going to have to watch a different episode. We're going to do that later. We have a collaboration, MLB collaboration coming up soon. We're also going to talk about the NBA soon as well. And hopefully what we're going to do, we're going to come out with our Allied Rivals All-Pro teams for the NFL as well, giving our top teams of the year, our top players of the year as well. Porter Drink saying, see ya. Thanks for being in the chat as usual. Brett D. Blackhawks 294, thanks for the sub. And Lightning Bauer, thanks for checking in as well. Always great to have you guys in the comment section. Be sure to check out our Allied Rival Shorts playlist. We came up with a new one just last week. Be sure to go check that one out as well. And ladies and gentlemen, for the Allied Rivals podcast, my name is AJ Herschel. Right there. Oh my goodness, I always point wrong. Right there is Caedmon Bauer. Do you have anything else to say before we log off, my man?
I don't know. I think just look forward to the All-Pro All-Pro episode. I think that's going to be.
It's going to be fun. We will see you guys next time. Have a good night, morning, noon, night, wherever you are, whenever you are. Have a great one. We will see you next time on the Allied Rivals podcast.